Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Two Cowboys players punished for hits against Giants players in season finale. Two Dallas Cowboys players received fines for their infractions during the Week 18 game against the New York Giants, the NFL announced. Safety Donovan Wilson was fined $23,000 for unnecessary roughness, use of the helmet for a hit in the second quarter, while defensive end Donovan Ezeruaku was docked $10,000 for an unnecessary roughness, face mask penalty during the third quarter. Wilson was fined for a play in the first half, when he improperly led with his helmet to tackle quarterback Jackson Dart on an 8-yard run. While the play was not flagged by officials during the game, the league deemed, upon review, that it was unnecessary and worthy of a fine. Ezeruaku's penalty was more blatant and led to him being ejected from the game. Following running back Tyrone Tracy's third-quarter touchdown grab, Ezeruaku could be seen grabbing the face mask of Giants guard Greg Van Roten and ripping the helmet off his head. That did result in a penalty, and the rookie second-round pick was ultimately ejected from the game. Ezeruaku, the 44th overall pick out of Boston College, played all 17 games as a rookie and finished with 40 tackles, 20 solo, 2 sacks and a forced fumble. Packers' loss in playoffs pays off big for Cowboys. Even though the Dallas Cowboys aren't in the NFC playoffs for the second consecutive season, they still managed to notch a win in the opening round, a win that might lead to an actual playoff win one day. After the Chicago Bears rallied from 15 points down in the fourth quarter to defeat the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Wild Card round on Saturday, January 11th, it gave the Cowboys the 20th pick in the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft. It's the second pick that Dallas will hold in the first round, with their own being at 12th overall and the Packers' pick coming to Dallas as part of the Micah Parsons trade. The Packers finished the regular season 9-7-1, just ahead of the Panthers, 8-9. Both teams were eliminated Saturday in the wild card round. Had Carolina defeated the Rams, the Cowboys would have picked number 19. As it stands, the Cowboys will pick 12 and 20 in the 2026 draft, marking the sixth time in franchise history that the Cowboys will have two or more first-round picks, and the first time since 2008. Sitting at approximately $36 million over the salary cap headed into the offseason, who the next few months shakes out could factor into what the Cowboys do with their first-round picks, but there are some things the Cowboys need that are set in stone. All of those things seem to exist on the defensive side of the ball. As evidenced by the fact owner Jerry Jones stepped in and fired defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus after just one season. Bleacher Report's post-regular season mock draft projects the Cowboys will take Ohio State inside linebacker Sonny Styles at number 12 overall. The Dallas Cowboys were the only squad in the NFL to field a top 3 offense and bottom 3 defense during the 2025 regular season. Dallas could add any defensive prospect in April's first round and be better off than it was entering the process. But Sonny Styles may be the perfect addition, because he fits what the Cowboys like in their off-ball linebackers. He also gives the unit a day one field general, who brings a complete skill set. If the Cowboys do keep both of their first-round picks, there's a really good chance they double up on defensive picks with Styles and the best cornerback available. If things fall in favor of the Cowboys, that could mean a shot at LSU's Mansour Delane, who is regarded as the top-rated cornerback in the 2026 draft class. Delane is technically sound with a savvy skill set, ESPN's Jordan Reed wrote. Delane has the speed to turn and run with targets in man coverage, but his eyes and zone coverage are among the best of any corner in this year's class. His 27.8% completion percentage allowed was the third lowest rate in the FBS, and he had 11 pass breakups and 2 interceptions this season. Cowboys now on deadline to make $28 million decision that will define offseason. With the Dallas Cowboys' disappointing 2025 season now officially at an end, Jerry Jones now faces one of his most critical off-seasons in recent memory, as he and the rest of the front office have a lot of decisions to make over the next few months regarding the roster. As America's team ranked 30th in the NFL in total yards allowed per game, 377.0, and dead last in points allowed per game, 30.1. The big focus in free agency and the draft obviously needs to be on the defensive side of the football. That said, however, the reason the Cowboys were able to get the 7 wins they did was because the offense carried the load, ranking second in total yards, 391.9, and seventh in scoring, 27.7. And one of the biggest contributors to that offensive attack, of course, is the one who will command the biggest paycheck this offseason, that being none other than wide receiver George Pickens, who's set to become an unrestricted free agent for the first time in his career. Well, that may not actually be true. The Cowboys, of course, have the option of signing him to a multi-year extension once the new league year begins on March 11th. However, they also have the option to keep him around for another season on the franchise tag, which could conceivably save them a couple of $1 million for the 2026 season. Acquired in a trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers in early May, Pickens was phenomenal for Dallas during the 2025 season, ranking 8th in the NFL in receptions, 93, 3rd in receiving yards, 1,429, 6th in yards per reception, 15.4, and tied for 8th in receiving touchdowns, 9, en route to earning his first trip to the Pro Bowl. Sure, CeeDee Lamb being sidelined for a few weeks helped, but this was still a monster campaign. Some were concerned about Pickens' behavioral issues in Pittsburgh, but outside of a few minor incidents in which he appeared to check out, he was seemingly a model teammate for most of the season, which is why Dak Prescott, Brian Schottenheimer, and even Jerry Jones himself have all expressed desire to bring him back. According to Spotrac, Pickens' market value could see him land a 4-year deal worth $122 million, making his average annual salary a robust $30 million per season, which would make him the 7th highest paid receiver in the league. According to Over the Cap, however, the projected franchise tag figure for a wide receiver for the 2026 season is $28 million. In the tag scenario, the Cowboys obviously save more than $2.5 million. And if Pickens' behavioral problems resurface or his 2025 campaign simply turns out to be an absolute fluke, they're not on the hook for big-time dollars for multiple years they don't want. Teams can start tagging players on February 17th and can do so until 4 p.m. Eastern on March 3rd. So, this is a decision the Cowboys will have to make before free agency ever begins.